Jordan Wittenberg.
And Austin Wittenberg, and we are the Wittenberg twins.
We attend Stras and Strasburg High School and will be graduating in 2023.
You are twins starting on the same team for the Stras Hatchets. Kind of elaborate on what that means.
It means a lot because I know I have a brother who I can trust on the court and off. So whenever anything's going bad or anything, I can always, or whenever we need play, I can always look to him, and I know I can count on him to score or do anything.
Yeah, so we've been fortunate enough to start ever since freshman year. And our first 2 years for basketball and baseball, we struggled a little bit just because we were so inexperienced and it's not as big as some of those guys. But as the years went on, our team just got better and we just became a lot more experienced and saw a lot more success down the line. Yeah, so I try to be an unselfish player in basketball throughout every game. I try to get guys open and good positions to succeed. And then there's a lot of games where I may not be playing my best or scoring the ball a lot. And then I really look to guys like Jordan or other guys on the floor who I know I can trust to make plays down the stretch.
What type of advice do you give each other?
I try to give him, tell him to keep his head up, and if something's not right in the game, we just have to focus and concentrate, and we have to talk and fix things out to make sure we can do the right thing and get the lead.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest advice I give to Jordan is just to keep your head up and keep going throughout the game. There's times where, he may not get a foul that he wanted to be called. He may miss a few shots, and I feel like that may get into his head sometimes. I just tell him to move on, keep your head up, and there's so much basketball left to be played. Yeah, I'd say the biggest challenge we face on the court is just like when we're trailing in games or struggling, we have to come together and find ways to help our team get back in the game. And just having a guy out there who I've played with forever and a guy that I trust, I know I can lean on in times like that, it helps a lot.
The unique thing about us is that we've been playing together ever since we were 5 years old. So we know a lot about each other. And so just having that good chemistry on and off the court, it helps a lot during basketball and baseball season.
We've played with each other ever since, we can remember playing upward basketball in Effingham to 5th and 6th grade basketball to junior high and then now in high school. We've been with each other forever and it just helps and it just shows on the court. Yeah, playing for the Hatchets has been just an unbelievable experience. I remember being in junior high or in elementary, just looking up to the high school basketball players. And I knew one day I wanted to be just like them and compete against, the NTC teams and stuff like that. So getting the chance the last 4 years has just been incredible and it's been amazing. I'm just so thankful for our teammates and our coaching staff and the community, just for all the support and everything that they've done to help us get to where we are.
What was it like this year with not just the coaching change, but kind of just the what all went on during this season and how you guys were able to be leaders on the court together and helping the young kids out too?
We just knew that whenever this happened, we had to get the team together and make sure everyone was on the right page, knowing it wasn't an easy change, switching coaches, but we couldn't let that affect us how we played, and we just had to push through it and just play our game.
Yeah, so at the start of the year with the coaching change, it kind of hit all of us players hard, and we were really sad at the start. But we knew we still had a full season ahead of us, and we knew Smith would come in and do a good job and work hard and really prepare us for the games like he did. But at the end of the day, we just knew that we had to make the most of it. We had to come together as seniors or as twins and just help the team and really get us together as a group and ready for the big season coming up. Yeah, so we learned a lot from our freshman and sophomore year. We were filled with a team of really young players, very inexperienced. And as the years went on, we learned so much and just adjusted to the game and really just developed as the years went on. And we saw a lot more success our junior and senior year, especially record-wise. We had winning records and just great seasons compared to the start of our career.
Yeah, I just remember going from my 8th grade year to freshman year. It was a big change from playing 8th grade basketball to varsity. So we all had to adjust to that. And we were all still really young at the time. So we weren't playing as well. But as the years went on, chemistry was getting better and everything. So I thought we started playing a lot better as the years went on. One of my favorite moments was winning regionals for baseball, just because that game was so fun to play in, and playing with all of our buddies, it just meant a lot to us. And also any game with homecoming or something like that, it's always fun just with the crowd and everything, and I just love playing in front of those people.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments as a basketball player, I'd probably go back to freshman year where we really struggled and just weren't a great team. And I remember for homecoming week, we played Dietrich, and there were so many players that week that were just like, oh, Dietrich's really good, we're going to have our hands full with them. And that was my first time experiencing homecoming and just the environment, just be involved with in that game and just see the community show up in the packed place and to be able to come out and get a big win against a good Dietrich team and go 1-0 in the conference. It was huge to us. And we had like 4 guys in double figures that game, so it was just a great team win all around.
Funniest moment, you guys together.
I just remember our junior year and Samuel's senior year. I'd always give him crap just because every time I'd pass him the ball in the post, he'd always miss his layup or something. But then every time Austin would pass it to him, he'd always make it. So I'd always have to tease him because he's giving Austin assists and I'm getting nothing out of it.
My favorite game that I was a part of was probably my junior year in the NTC tournament, playing against Altamont for a chance to go to the NTC championship game. That's something we've never been able to accomplish in my 4 years of playing. So it was a big game for us. And for the most part, it was a back and forth game, really just down to the wire. We had shots late in the game. They came down, hit shots. And at the end of the game, they just made more plays than we did. But it was just a great atmosphere to play in at Altamont's gym during the tournament with their home crowd. It was just really electric and just a great environment to play in.
My favorite games are always homecoming, just because there's a whole bunch of people there and the crowd is just so amazing and electric. And also any game of the NTC, just because there's so many people there just cheering you on, and it's amazing.
I'd say one of our biggest role models is Jaden Wittersheim, a good family friend, my junior high basketball coach. But ever since I was like a little kid, I remember him coming over to babysit or coming over to play with us. And I remember going to watch his high school games at Stras. And I really looked up to him, and he was a big influence on me. And as the years went on, I was fortunate enough to have him as my junior high basketball coach. And he really kind of helped us become the player we are today, and not just the player, but the person we are as well.
Most memorable players that you have competed against.
One of mine is Jalen Quinn from Tuscola. I just remember playing against him, and he was a very good athlete. I just remember whenever he was guarding me sometimes, I couldn't even make a cut just because he was so physical with everything he did. And even on offense, he was just pulling up from anywhere, and he could just do any dribble move and get to the hole whenever he wanted. So it was really hard to stop him.
Brennan Cutts was probably the best baseball player that we faced. I remember my sophomore year, going up and facing him, just one at bat. And I got lucky enough to foul off a pitch, and it was caught. So I can say I didn't strike out against him, which was great. But just to experience the high heat and the 90 whatever mile an hour he threw it was crazy.
What has Coach Smith meant to you both?
He means a lot, just because it's not easy going from an assistant coach to head coach like right away. So, and I knew he was a teacher, and I knew he was a guy I can trust. So whenever he took the role, we're lucky enough to have a guy who knows things about basketball and just be able to handle it very well.
Yeah, Coach Smith, he's meant a lot to us. In 8th grade, he helped out with Jaden Wittersheim as an assistant basketball coach, or he helped coach for junior high, and then I was fortunate enough to have him in the classroom for most of my high school career. And then once we found out he was taking over as the head coach, we knew, obviously we had to step up and get ready for the season, but he put in a lot of hard work with film study, with getting us prepared for every single game.
What type of an impact do you feel like you both have had on the Hatchet community?
I think the biggest impact is being a good role model for everyone watching us and looking up to us, and also just having a positive attitude, because you don't want anyone to see you mess up and just do anything you're not supposed to. So just having everyone look up to us, it means a lot.
Yeah, I just try to bring a positive attitude and energy to the team. And I just want to be remembered for just the hard work that we've put in, and just to see the success as our years went on in high school is big. I'd say the craziest game that I've been a part of was for Dietrich's homecoming game. That day just started off just very chaotic. We found out early that morning that our coach, Coach Smith, wouldn't be around for the game because he was dealing with a tragedy. So we knew we had to come together and trust Coach Cheney and Coach Martin. And we came out there, we played very well, just a back and forth battle, just a very good ball game, and it happened to go into double overtime. And we just kept fighting, and luckily came out with a big win over Dietrich, which was huge.
The craziest game I've been a part of is probably in the sectional championship against North Clay for baseball. That game was just crazy, like going everywhere, but it was also fun playing in it. So even though we didn't get the win, it was still really fun to play in, even if it was a crazy game.
So I would say our sophomore year, we dealt with COVID, and so our games were limited. But we had a lot of up and down games. Our season was pretty much just up and down. We were very inconsistent. But we saw some great things throughout that year. And we knew after that season, going into our junior year, we could be really good with Gavin and Graham on the mound for us, especially for baseball. We knew this was a big chance for us to really go far in the postseason. And then with Sam in basketball being just a great player, a guy that would get a lot of rebounds and score a lot of points for us, and really help us out in both baseball and basketball.
Austin, you scored your 1,000th point for your senior year. What did that mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. Growing up, I always wanted to bring a lot of success to the Hatchet community, especially in basketball, and so it's always been a goal of mine just to score a lot of points, score 1,000, and to be able to hit that, it feels great, and it's a very big accomplishment. But I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have been able to do that without my teammates and my coaching staff and the community just around me with all the support they gave.
How will you two be remembered the most through the Hatchet community?
I think we'll be remembered by good role models and just hard workers, because I just want everyone to know that it's not easy and we always have to work hard for success. And just being good role models on and off the court just shows the people we are.
Yeah, I just hope to be remembered as a hard worker and a guy that brought a lot of positive energy to the basketball program. And like I said earlier, I remember looking up to a lot of high school players when I was little, and I know there's a lot of little kids out there that may look up to us high school players. So I just hope I left a good, positive influence on them.
When did you guys kind of realize that baseball and basketball was something you guys were interested in doing?
I first realized whenever we were playing t-ball over in Stewartson, and I just remember playing against Gavin Wernsing, and every time we'd play against each other, we just try to hit home runs and see who would win.
I'd say basketball started just playing downstairs on a mini hoop with Jordan and I playing a lot of 1v1s, and I always won those games. But from there we kind of went on to upward, and then I kind of just started the whole journey of our basketball career. I'm just really gonna miss playing with my teammates, going to practice every day, working hard with them. I'm gonna miss the relationships that I had with the coaches, and then just traveling around the NTC, playing against teams in the conference, guys that we're friends with, that we've been friends with for 4 years, and I've had a lot of fun competing against one another. I'm just gonna miss all of that.
Besides your home gym, what other gyms are you going to remember the most playing in?
Definitely Altamont, St. Anthony. Those are one of the biggest gyms around here. And it's just so fun playing against both those teams in that gym, just because there's the crowd's going crazy and everything, and the gyms are like so nice to play in.
The two younger siblings that you guys have, kind of helping them out to where when they get to be your age, you're role models to them as well.
Yeah, ever since I can remember, playing travel baseball or just playing sports at a young age, they were always there to support us throughout everything. And then as we kept going and getting older and playing 5th and 6th grade and playing in junior high and high school, they've always just continued to be there and been great supporters along the way. And they're starting to, well, one's in high school, the other one's going to be in high school soon, and starting to play, sports very competitively. And I just hope that they continue having success. Yeah, I just want to start by thanking, our players our teammates that have played with us forever. They made these 4 years the best 4 years that I've had in my life. And then the coaching staff for all the hard work that they've put in to make our teams very successful over the past few years. And then our faculty and our community for all the support that they've given our athletic programs. And then lastly, I'd like to thank my family just for all the support that they've given me throughout the past years. I've been very fortunate enough to have a basketball shed at my house where I can go shoot whenever I want. And I'm very thankful and appreciative of all the travel stuff that they've put me in and to help me better my game along the way.
I just want to thank my friends, teammates, coaches, faculty, the whole community. And I'd also like to thank my family and also my brother just for helping me, because I remember my parents would always play baseball with me or something, and I'd always play baseball with Austin whenever we were little, and still now, or baseball, we'll just go out in the shed and play. So I just want to thank everyone for all the hard work we've put in to make me the player I am.
So what's the next chapter for both of you?
Yeah, so I'm trying to play college basketball at the Division III level, and I haven't committed anywhere yet, but right now I'm kind of between Augustana University and Benedictine University in Chicago. but I'm just looking to major in business. I'm not entirely sure what I want to go into like beyond that, but I'm just happy to be able to continue my basketball career.
I'm also going to try to go play basketball at Division III, but if that doesn't work out, then I'll probably go to Lakeland and study ag business and just go from there.
Thank you, boys, for talking, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for this interview.